Okay, so there's something I want to explain, and I might try and make an animation for this to better articulate what I'm trying to allow to be visualized, if that's a good way to say it. But I need to get this basic information out, and I might re-record this. But basically, I'm gonna talk about praying and meditation. People don't really get what praying and meditation actually does for you. Meditation, it barely has anything to do with life. It's about dreaming, it's about focus, and it's about when you die. Meditation is something that can give you clarity. It can allow a portion of your brain to automatically think about something and then give you an idea later. Right? It's like meditation's a very useful thing. But the part about when you die, like that's what I'm um, trying to break down. When you die, there is no heaven, there is no hell. What happens is the part of your brain and your spinal fluid that is your DNA and that makes the DNA and all that type of stuff. All your energy goes back to that. And if your body isn't alive anymore, any cell that is the same DNA as yours is going to be able to recreate you. Right? It's like you can't be recreated while you're alive. That's the thing. And that might sound hard to comprehend, but it's really not. It's very simple, but that's what it is. And then when you're actually dead, once you're actually no longer alive, if you are one of those cell things, like if you're one of those, if like what I'm trying to get at here is like there's the main cell, and then there's the cell that makes copies. Right? If you're one of those main type of um, conscious or whatever, if your DNA is one of those main types of DNA that gets copied, not the one that is a copy, you are the one that has the type of thing that's like heaven and all this type of stuff. Everyone else just dies. But if you're one of those main types of DNA, one of those main types of people, you're the one who dies and you have the afterlife version of whatever, but it's not real. It's more like, let's say you're this cell, right? And then when you die, you come here and now you're in like this permanent dream type of thing. Meditation helps that. Praying, you pray to those. Praying is more like, you know how Avatar, you know how Avatar Last Airbender, now he would meditate and then he would go into the avatar state and it would be all the other avatars. Praying is like that, except to life. Literally just life. Like anything alive can pick up on a prayer. But the thing is that your prayers, the only thing that's actually being received is the feelings you have and the brain information that that you're processing. Which is like, let's say music, right? It's like when you're praying, it's like you're playing a melody and then the other life picks up that melody. This sounds confusing. It should be, because this is the type of information that's being processed when you're dead, when you're meditating, when you're praying, all those different things. Like it's not like you might pray and be like, oh man, I hope do better tomorrow. Like that's not the information that's gonna get transferred. The information that's gonna get transferred is how you felt. And the thing is, most people aren't like sad when they're praying. Most people aren't having like full intense, right? You know what I mean? Like you're not having full intense while you're praying. So the reality is, the majority of the time you're praying to nothing. Right? So, it's like, but basically, all that information, that's what I wanted to break down. That's what I wanted to get at. It's like real prayer, real meditation. That's all it is. And it's like a telephone call, basically. It's like when you have a telephone call, you're not always like, "Hey, mom, you know, wish you the best. I hope you get this, and are you gonna help me with that?" Like, no, the telephone call, you just be like, "Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? So are we still on for Saturday? All right, cool." And then you hang up, and then on Saturday, right? It's like your telephone call didn't guarantee that Saturday went great. Your telephone call didn't guarantee that the next phone call is gonna be a wealthy phone call. You know what I mean? So it's like there's all this stupid misinformation of like, oh, you're talking to God. It's like this is the last thing that I'm gonna talk about. It's like me, I am one of those things. It's like when you're praying to God, all those other all those other beings, Jesus, Allah, all these different things. And all that I know is that I am 100% inevitable. But when I get here, when I'm actually in a life, you guys need to be just doing simple life. Like, you guys are out here having wars, overpopulation, all this different kinds of pollution. Why? None of that shit matters. What actually matters is that you guys make it so if you're born, you can live life and you don't have to struggle. And then when the planet ends, figure out how to get off the planet and then continue that process of life. But y'all aren't doing that. And it's ridiculous. But it's like there are your inevitable people, and then there's copies of those people. So it's very hard to tell when you're one of those. The reality is that it doesn't fucking matter. And the only reason why I was able to even realize in this life that I am one of the ones that are the inevitable, the one that's being copied, is because I've had concussions, rape, all these different things. Right? Like, I have heart failure now. It's like there's times where I've literally had my heart stopped to do experiments to see if I could take a defibrillator. And there's all these different things. Like, I had to learn how to meditate because I started having like voices in my head. This is what I've heard word for word one time. It was like, "Hello, I am," and then me, what I said is like, "Please shut the fuck up." It's like, "I don't care." And then after that, I heard I heard it um say my name, because when you're rude to those voice type of things, all they're gonna do is do their um okay, first, like, let me break this down. First, they're gonna come to you and try to use your brain and talk to you just to see like if you're on the same level as them. Then after that phase is over, they go into basically throwing you out of a bird's nest, right? Like baby birds get thrown out the nest. See if you can fly. That's basically what they go to. So if you pass the first test, then they don't do the second test. But that's a whole nother conversation. That can sound insane real quick, but it's more like a check of, okay, can you continue sustaining this body? If you can't, just gonna give you the thoughts and shit that make you kill yourself. But that's a whole nother conversation. That's more like, okay, I don't know that 100%, but what I have gotten from that information, from that time, from that experience, is that it's first it tries to recognize, hey, are you one of us? Are you the voice thing? And then after you pass that test or fail it, it's boom. Okay, now we're gonna throw you at the nest. Fuck it. Are you gonna die? Are you gonna kill yourself? Like, should you still be alive? Basically, that's all voices in your head and things like that are. But when it comes down to being one of those things that are copied, and then the copy, it's like that's very simple. It's basically, are you the parent or are you the fucking kid? And that's really simple. But the whole point of life, like, you guys are literally ignoring it. The whole point of life is just to live it and to make sure that things after you can live it too. Like, that's the whole point of life. Y'all are out here like, oh, the point of life is happiness. Oh, it's being healthy and wealthy. Stop being fucking retarded. The whole point of life is to live it and then make sure that things after you can live it too. Y'all are fucking retarded when it comes to the purpose of life and all this shit. All this bullshit y'all got circulating. So you can't even talk to people about life anymore because they're out here trying to be billion, trillion, gazillionaires. As if you can't live your whole life on $2 million. That you can literally live 50 years on $2 million if you do the bare minimum. So millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, all that shit is actual morons. But it's like, there's one very important thing that I want to articulate. And I want to do it right now. And it's okay. I'm going to start over, right? It's like, I am one of those inevitable things, right? But it's not unique. It's not more special than the copied one. The thing is that the copied one is going to get replaced. You're going to get replaced from me. And the thing is that I'm not Jesus. We're all Jesus. So when it comes down to the other things that are just like me, that are the ones that you're being copied from, you can't really tell too much of a difference. Because we all live the life and then we die, that's it. The only difference is that when you fuck with one that's like me, what I'm doing here now with this video, it's like that's the type of realizations that they start having. That's the type of fucking, because it starts to become like, oh, this is why when I try to talk to y'all, some of y'all seem like you're fucking what is it? That's not the right word. Some of y'all start to seem like you're hold on, I might skip some time. Oh, some of y'all start to seem like you're brand new. It's like, there's the type of people who, okay, you can tell them something, you can lie to them, completely brainwash them, and then eventually they'll come out of that. But then you got the people who are brainwashed and they're just gonna go insane. That's something that is like, it's annoying trying to talk to people who are so dumb that you can't tell the difference. Like, are you insane or are you fucking an average human being who knows that if you want to make something for yourself, you can just go out and make it, right? And then it becomes like, I guess the best way to articulate is you have people who they're only gonna live a certain amount of time because their body isn't designed to be sustained for 100 years. And then you have the people who they'll live that long because their body is designed to be able to sustain longer. But you guys stunt that type of growth with the fucked up shit that y'all got people doing and just allowing and acting like it's regular. Like people who smoke. Why don't y'all just shut down all the fucking tobacco companies? It's a completely useless company. It's literally, at this point, it's treason against humanity to keep up all these um, alcohol and drugs where it's like cocaine and all this stuff. Like it's just it's a lot to take in. So I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna try to make another video talking about this same stuff, but in a shorter form, better comprehension. And that's basically what I do with these types of videos.